Hello, welcome back to the upset special. The vibes are high because week 7 is probably the best slate of football that we are getting in this college football season. But our picks haven't been too good. I'll recap where we're at. Look, first off, last week, our guy Dave, who isn't here, had Kansas over TCU, but he inexplicably picked Bowling Green over Buffalo in what will go down in the upset special Hall of Shame. What an awful pick. Our guest last week, Raza, he wins with UNC over Miami. He picked Oklahoma over Texas. Welcome to the Hall of Shame as well. Leica, Arkansas State over JMU, wasn't it? We saw a football thrown into a waterfall. Pretty impressive. Navy scoring 51 in your win over Tulsa. Heck of a dot there. And then Hall of Shame for me too. UNLV over San Jose State is probably one of the worst picks we've given out. And then South Carolina over Kentucky before we knew Will Levis was out. Let's go. Run down the records right quick. Dave is 2-10. Dave is 2-10. His only wins are in games featuring Iowa State. Leica, you're 4-8. And Rooster was 1-1. Jake, you're 2-4. Your wins both coming in Florida games. I'm 4-8. Dylan's 1-1. Roz is 1-1. Kenzie's 0-0. She's with us today. She's making her debut on the upset special.
Hello, everyone. Excited to make my debut. And of course, in spectacular Kenzie fashion, my first pick on the upset show is going to be Nebraska over Purdue. They are a 14-point underdog at Purdue, which I believe is just a pretty large spread. I don't know what Purdue has shown. I know they're at home, but I don't know what they have shown to be a 2-touchdown favorite over a Nebraska team that has now strung together 2 conference wins. And Nebraska has not won 3 straight games, conference or out of conference, since 2016. Their time is now. Their time is now. Nebraska wins in a 1-score game for the second week in a row.
Nobody's got comments on the corn?
Oh, I was going to say, I actually agree with Kenzie on the fact that the spread is kind of high. I feel like probably within a touchdown, probably like 6.5 or less would have been okay. I would have been okay with that. But I honestly could see this happening. And I think Nebraska could pull it off. So I'm kind of with Kenzie on this one.
Yeah, in the Big Ten West, where everything's just so stinky and mediocre, I don't see why this can't happen. I don't think the spread should be 14 either. I think something like 7.5 or 8 for Purdue would, been more fair. Nebraska's shown that they could win a 1-score game now. That's kind of cool. You have people wanting to steal our Nebraska curse thing. You can't. Purdue could duck Nebraska here to ensure that they don't get hexed. Just saying. I don't know. I'm fine with the pick though. Like that conference, that division is just such an abomination. Like anyone could beat anyone. 14 is way too big of a spread.
We're all rooting for Nebraska to get to the Big Ten title game, right? Is that what we're doing now?
Yeah, them or Iowa, right?
We want it for yes, we want the final score to be 2-0.
I don't hate the pick, but I liked Purdue's win a lot over Maryland. I just think that Aiden O'Connell is probably going to pull some magic out, and Casey Thompson hasn't exactly been the greatest of quarterbacks this year overall. So, personally, I don't like the pick, so I'd go with Purdue there. But hey, you know what? That spread is too big.
So what you've got?
All right. So for my first game, and I don't know how great I feel necessarily about this one. This is probably it's up there with the worst picks probably made on this show so far this year. I'm going to go with the Arizona Wildcats over the Washington Huskies. It's a team in Washington that I said just 3 weeks ago on the pod was the most underrated team in the country. I am now picking them to get beat by Jaden DeLora and the Arizona Wildcats. and all of
Nice.
you hate it.
I don't hate it. I just think it's kind of hilarious to think both you and I were high on Washington. We're like, yeah, they're underrated. They're underrated. Now we're talking about them potentially losing a third straight game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like Jacob Cowing a lot. And I think that if Delora can get that connection going, Washington's defense has been pretty solid at most times this year. So that makes me a little bit nervous. But that loss from Washington to Arizona State was stinky.
Yeah, their
And that-
defense was horrible against UCLA and
Yeah,
ASU.
and it's so just because of how they've been in Pac-12 play so far, and I don't like what I'm seeing. And Arizona, they can be competent at times, which I kind of feel like an idiot now for I don't know who it was that picked Arizona over Mississippi State earlier in the year, but yeah, okay, yeah, there you go, Leica. I don't know. I like the vibes with this one. So purely off of that alone, Arizona, go Cats.
All about the vibes.
Noted.
You
Noted.
really think
friend-
they're gonna lose to the second straight week to a stinky Arizona-based team?
Yes, absolutely.
That is some extreme Pac-12 business. That's what I was gonna say, and I was also.
And
gonna say-
nobody's gonna be able to watch the game either. It's on Pac-12 Network.
Oh, extremely Pac-12 business.
See,
Terrible.
all the vibes for that game are completely off. So, and the spread is 14.5. So,
But that's a fair spread.
I mean, I don't know. I think it's a little bit disrespectful.
To who?
Arizona, they beat the powerhouse North Dakota State.
That was all because NDSU blew it. Late game management was poor. These fellas had a 3rd and 1 with like 8 minutes left in the 4th quarter in a game they were winning by, and were unable to convert that yard on 2 rushing plays. So sad. So sad. Should be top 25 NDSU right now. Not lying to you. Sorry.
But yes, anyway, Arizona State is my pick.
No,
Or sorry, not Arizona State. Arizona.
I guess I'll make my first pick. And my first pick's also going to stink. I'll just be honest. But I am on the Raza boat. He picked against Miami last week, and I'm going to pick against him this week. I know Virginia Tech. I know Virginia Tech has not looked great these last 3 games, and their offense is in the mud. It's going to be one of those low-scoring 12-30 ACC games. Something just tells me just go ahead and enter Sandman at home against Miami and just be done with it. Not even watch.
What a gross game.
I can tell you,
I've given out.
I will not be watching that game.
No, I'm not.
Dude, I don't think you need to. It got Watch ESPN. That thing's not even on TV.
Not to watch ESPN.
Oh man, what a downfall for Miami. I mean, I don't know. I don't hate it, but
Can you argue it was a downfall? They're overrated every year. And it happened again this year.
The over-under on this game is 46.5. I might be the first time I ever bet the under.
Under.
Real talk. Honestly, I just didn't think Miami had the luster or hype they were supposed to have this year, and it's definitely showed the last couple of weeks. Losing to Middle Tennessee State, 1.6 yards per carry for $1.5 million, all that. So I just think take Virginia Tech. They're a 7-point underdog at home. Just take Enter Sandman. That's it.
Yeah, I mean,
Sold out game. So got that going for you too.
Miami was just never ever deserve. Like, people just straight up look at the EU logo and they're like, "Yeah, we got this." Like, oh, they're so bad. Just look at what that was on paper. It was so obvious that this team was going to fail expectations. It wasn't always going to be because of DVD. It was because of terrible O-line, a terrible receiver room, a mediocre defense, and Josh Gaddis over there. Like, gross. Whatever, though. I still don't know the second pick that I'm going to make, but I do know the first pick. In 15 straight games, Alabama has beaten Tennessee. That's a real fact. And now, as I said on our podcast preview, Did your parents ever tell you to stop playing with your food?
Yes.
See, you got it this time, Jake. Yeah.
Yeah,
Your
I missed it
parents
on
told
the-
you to stop playing with your food. Alabama needs to stop playing with their food, or else it's going to get messy, and they're going to be in the situation that they don't want to be in, aka losing to Hendon Hooker in Tennessee. Like Dylan called this back in like August that Tennessee was going to beat Alabama. Shout out to him, because this is a rivalry, third Saturday in October, that has not been close since a 2015 game. They are playing on the 15th too, which is weird numerology stuff, but whatever. I don't care about that. I care about the fact that Alabama has not looked like this unstoppable force that we've been, come accustomed to. Bill O'Brien's a scrub, but we all knew that. He has a spot with us analyzing games one day, picking upsets, perhaps, if he actually wants to be with us after kind of roasting him for a few months. I don't know if that's going to work, but Tennessee's also just so good. Whether Cedric Tillman plays or not, I'm confident in the balls to score a lot. I know Josh Heupel gets a lot of love. Alex Golesh at OC play calling duties as a star in the making, born in Russia, that man was. And yeah, I don't know. I'm just going to pick Tennessee here.
I love the pick. I mean,
Thanks.
I said it. I literally said it on the pod when we picked games. I love the pick then. I love it now. Regardless of who the quarterback is for Bama, they're definitely not the team that we see them playing as every year. Their receiving core isn't as talented around the board. Mismanagement of assets for Nick Saban and how
Facts.
he's handling his team. So I really do like the pick. Hammer
Thanks, man.
Tennessee.
I like the pick, but I refuse to believe how good Tennessee actually is. That might be me in denial, but
Denial.
I have picked against Tennessee every single time we've done our pick 'em. Obviously hasn't paid out for me yet, but I refuse to believe it. But it's not a bad pick.
I'm of the same opinion as Kenzie. I think it's a good pick. I believe Alabama secondary really didn't play well against Texas A&M. And honestly, Hendon Hooker, I'm a little bit biased as a Greensboro, North Carolina native. Seen a fellow Greensboro, North Carolina. He's a legend in Greensboro, but seeing him play really well, not turn the ball over, that's been the big key this year for Tennessee. They have a very good chance of winning this weekend. But like Kenzie, I do agree. Over the last several years, it's been kind of hard to trust the Vols. So I'm not sure in that sense.
Yeah, I could be an idiot, but I do feel like this Vols team is #different.
Conventional wisdom for what's going on with the quarterback situation in Alabama, Bryce Young's injury, the fact that they couldn't take care of the football against Texas A&M, and not being able to finish drives and all that. Tennessee's got a very good chance this weekend.
Yeah, it's what Jake said. He said on our pod he doesn't care if Bryce Young's playing or Jalen Milroe's playing. He's rolling with the Vols. And some I don't care who's a quarterback for Alabama. I don't care who's playing or not. This just hasn't been a dominant force. We're in this year 2022 where the playing field is so even, it seems, with everybody aside from maybe Ohio State. Feels like anybody could beat anybody aside from like Bowling Green beating Alabama. Like that just ain't gonna happen, obviously.
I will say though, one last thing on that game. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be the key if you're Alabama, though.
Yes.
If Jahmyr Gibbs can run all over Tennessee, then I think Alabama then could win the game. But Alabama's not going to win this one through the air.
And this is, we're getting to October 15th, and this is going to be the first Heisman moment that we've actually seen all season. Where
like a Heisman matchup. Yes.
Yeah. No, I just mean the straight up moment. Like Hendon.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes. Hendog Hooker is getting his Heisman moment on October 15th when he beats Alabama and gets the Vols a nice little number 2 ranking next week.
I'm with it.
Liam is adamant about that pick.
Gotta be.
All right. So my next one, I apparently am the only one prepared with the second pick, not off the cuff, but I've denoted myself as the vibes guy of transfer portal. So I was looking through the games, and I feel the vibes coming from Georgia Southern heading
Fuck.
to the James Madison, the James Madison game.
Oh,
First week.
come on.
They are a 10 and a half point underdog at home, I believe, to James Madison. And the offenses that both these teams have, obviously, is going to be a high scoring game. I think 10 and a half is also a too high spread for James Madison versus Georgia Southern. Honestly, my opinion is I think it's going to be like a Big 12 type, Red River type shootout where it's going to be like 63 to 55. Whoever has the ball last is going to win the game.
I,
Go ahead.
as someone who knows about picking against James Madison, I've learned the hard way that it's probably not smart to do that. Only because one, Jake and Liam are probably going to flame you.
Jake is not. You can tell by Jake's reaction.
That was my
where he was
pitch.
going. Yes.
Oh, Jake was gonna. Oh, I didn't. Oh, I did not pick up on his.
That was my pick, so now I'm scrambling to go find a backup.
Oh, my. That's what the reaction was for.
Yes,
I did not get Jake's vibes there. But I made the dumb choice of picking Arkansas State. I don't think JMU is going to lose. Personally, Liam has convinced me. James Madison, we want them as the G5 New Year's Six representative.
Nope. They are ineligible.
Oh crap! I can't. That's right. I forgot
Yep,
about that.
they're gonna have to apply for a bowl waiver and get
All right,
stuck in like.
we're gonna have to make them.
Bowl.
We're gonna have to make them eligible. Then that's what we want.
That's what we're gonna have to do.
But
I will say though, my only concern with that pick, and I was going to make this point when it was going to get to me making that pick, was James Madison's defense is excellent. They have not allowed pretty much anybody to move the ball on them all year. I believe they're only averaging 288 yards of defense per game against them, or of yards per game against. So that's definitely a I don't know. I felt okay about that one, but
How they were able to shut down App State.
but you know what? It'll sound a lot better when JMU blows them out now that I didn't make the pick. So it'll sound a lot better then.
Like, I'll look, if I gotta be the one to flame the pick, I will. First off, the Nebraska curse. Like, what? Georgia Southern's not allowed to win another game all year.
But they're the only ones exempt from.
I
They're
know,
the only ones who have broken.
They got the one win. Like, good for them and everything. But who was that win against again? It was against Ball State. Like, okay, cool. Moves the needle. No, it does not. They'll get another win eventually. I don't think it comes against JMU.
Anything has to, any win after beating Nebraska has to move the needle because
That's
nobody
fair,
else
that's
has been
fair.
able to crack that quite yet.
That's right. It's just like JMU they aren't your ordinary G5 program, and that's kind of obvious because it is a transition team who's in their first year of the FBS and everything. But much like this is a team that was going to come in here and kind of try and replicate what App State was able to do when App State entered FBS play. And heck, even Georgia Southern, because while Georgia Southern's consistent success didn't really sustain, they still came into the Sun Belt in 2014 year one and won the conference, just ineligible for a postseason play. But JMU is really just different, man. Like, they're so good offensively, they're so good defensively. The coaching staff that Kirk Signet's got there is incredible. They have one of the best receivers in the Group 5 in Chris Thornton. Looking at how their schedule lines up, like, I kind of want to say that they win at Louisville in a few weeks. I can't wait till the November 26th game against Coastal. That game's going to be just so much fun. I don't know. I'm kind of a sucker for Group of 5 programs like this, and JMU's got it, man. They're going to be a problem for years to come.
All right. Well, now that my pick has been stolen and I've had to scramble to find a replacement, and Liam, you might just you might veto this one upon me saying it. UNLV over Air Force.
What? Take it,
brother.
Take it, but good luck.
Yeah, I mean, I'm taking it, and you know what? And I'll give you a reason why. Doug Brumfield looks like he's going to be out this weekend. He's listed as questionable right now. We talked about him a lot actually on the podcast. Actually, not even on the depth chart for this weekend. So that's a great headline
Yeah.
right there.
Was
But
not at practice today.
Okay, all right. Well, this is sounding worse and worse already. Okay, but you know what? Not to fear. Ricky White is here. He'll catch anything.
That if Andrew Rooster said that, we're bullying him for like 5 minutes. That is just
No, and then Aiden Robbins looks really solid out of the backfield. I actually don't know who the hell the backup quarterback is, so let me find that real quick.
Cameron Friel.
Cameron Friel. Yep, he's gonna come in and be the savior that the Rebels need. Liam's hometown team.
Uncle Kenny's gang.
Putting up and down like.
But yeah, we're going with the Rebels over the Falcons. So
that's
at the 10-point spread, no, it's gonna happen. And plus, losing to Utah State. I mean, are we serious, Air Force?
It's inexplicable, dude. I'm warning you right now. I went in here last week and we had Roz on and he does this thing Chick-fil-A Friday. And I was like, yo, this is kind of fun. Let's have a Chick-fil-A Friday upset special. And I went with UNLV over San Jose State and I cried while eating my Chick-fil-A watching that game. It was a terrible experience. I won't wish it upon anyone. And I wish you the best of luck, brother, as you watch UNLV play Air Force.
I mean, I don't need any luck. This one's a lock. Lock it down.
I hope it's a lock.
Bad pick, Jake.
I guess I'll make my second pick, which another one I'm not as confident in, but I'm gonna pick a former conference member of my ECU Pirates, the Jim Mora Huskies of UConn. I think they're gonna defeat Ball State. My basis is that Ball State's defense is giving up way too many yards. They're giving up like 400 yards a game. And I think UConn's due for a big offensive performance. 9-point underdog on the road, 2:00 game. It's just one of those let's get weird type of games. And I think UConn found a way to win. I know they lost 4, they're 3-4. Their losses are to really good teams. Syracuse is now nationally ranked. I believe they also lost to
Michigan.
NC State and Michigan. So I mean, 3 of those 4, those are tough teams. I honestly think UConn's going to go on the road and get their first road win of the year.
Yeah, it's tough with the amount of injuries that they've dealt with. But hey, I'm all for picking the Husky Revolution.
I'm all in on the Husky Revolution, man.
Mm-hmm. You just gotta make sure. Look, Ball State's got a running back, Carson Steele. You know when he's around the rock because you could see his long blonde hair flowing in the wind. Look out for him. Shut Steele down, and UConn got it.
Yep.
I don't think it's a bad pick necessarily. I just don't see UConn getting the win on the road. I don't think they're there quite yet.
I mean, in such an intimidating environment in Muncie, Indiana, I'm not sure that that they'll be able to stop those. I like the pick. I like it. My only thing.
UConn about that action, brother.
my only thing is that UConn offense has been largely stagnant, and you could say that they're due for a big offensive performance all you want, but as an Aggie, I've been saying this all year, and it doesn't look like it's ever going to happen for us. So I don't know that it's ever going to happen for UConn, but you know what? I like the pick.
Yeah, I mean, if UConn could go get a win in beautiful Muncie, Indiana, aka the favorite place of Jerry Gergich from Parks and Rec, it's impressive nonetheless. Look, I didn't know where I was going to go with this pick, and whatever. I was picking another top 5 team to lose. Michigan, kind of a big fraud. Talked about earlier with Jake, kind of a big fraud. If you want to go into the nerdy numbers brought to you by CFB Nerds because they tweeted this out, Michigan's played 6 teams. 5 of them are 98th or worse in scoring offense. 4 of them are 121st or worse. I'm not really saying anything, but what I am saying is, Desmond Howard, when he went out there on game day last week and took a shot at Ohio State, I was like, hey, where are you guys going to join us this season? Yeah, play a good team. Yeah. What's Michigan done? Michigan's played some absolute garbage. I know we're not getting crazy over some, uncomfortably close wins against Maryland, Iowa, and Indiana. It doesn't move the needle. Wow, you look at Penn State and some clear issues there, including Sean Clifford at quarterback. But this is more so just a pick against Michigan. They've got Michigan State on deck after a bye week. Penn State's got the whiteout versus Minnesota on deck. Think still being the top 10 team for your whiteout is some incentive to look forward to. And we'll see if Penn State can keep moving along and have maybe a top 5 matchup against Ohio State. That could be something that happens.
Yeah. I love the pick, Liam, but I'm disappointed in the fact that your picks were so bland today. I always expect some crazy matchup that absolutely not a single soul in this world is going to be watching on like a Friday night. Those are the kind of upset picks I've come to expect from you. But I like the pick because JJ McCarthy does not move me. I don't think he's that good. Doesn't throw the ball beyond a few yards past the sticks every time. A lot of it is just small, short yardage. I mean, the dude has only had 24 incompletions off the top of my mind this entire season. So, yeah, the completion percentage is up there, but if you're not throwing the ball downfield, what are you doing? And so their offense is completely centered around Blake Corum and nothing else other than that, really. So Penn State's defense can shut that down, and Sean Clifford can play like a quarterback who actually somewhat looks like he knows what he's doing. Then Penn State can win this game.
Yeah, I just feel like Michigan's been pretty pedestrian, if I'm being honest. And JJ McCarthy, there's this wild graphic on last week's game against Indiana. JJ McCarthy's Frankenstein quarterback. Please, Adam, please put this graphic up. The legs of Lamar Jackson, the head of Tom Brady, the arms of Patrick Mahomes, the finesse of Aaron Rodgers. That's the perfect quarterback that JJ McCarthy built. The issue is he's none of that. Kind of tough. But yeah, I don't know. I really like Penn State Stevies too. Joey Porter Jr. gets a bunch of respect, and of course he should. But Kalen King, dude, is a dog. That kid is real good at the sport football.
Yeah, I mean, if you can send pressure at Michigan, you have a chance to beat them because more than likely they're going to be running it up the middle with Blake Corum. But getting him down is the problem there.
I don't think it's a bad pick, and I honestly see it happening more than not. But we've also come to know, Tennessee, Penn State can never really get over that little hump of like being a great contender in the Big Ten. And I just see Sean Clifford steering the car into a dumpster fire and it not working out the way we want it to.
That'd make a heck of a graphic.
Good thing in my ideal world, Drew Aller gets to play quarterback after Sean gets benched and Liam Clifford has to console him on the sidelines. That's what needs to happen. Maybe I'll speak it into existence.
For the record, I like the pick and I like how you shaped it, Liam.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Leica.
Of course, my brother. Nah, but real talk. I do feel the same way about Penn State as Kenzie. But honestly, Michigan hasn't really moved the needle for me as well. Their schedule's been rough, and the fact that they haven't really been able to, like, it took them that long to pick a quarterback is kind of concerning for me. That's just my own opinion, but I can see Penn State pulling off a shocker. It's just I don't remember when's the last time they beat a road team ranked ahead of them or like top 5 road, or Michigan ranked 6th or 5th.
Was it Auburn ranked ahead
Michigan's
of them at the whiteout last year?
Was it?
My brain doesn't work like this.
This is where we need Dave.
I was gonna say I know Penn State did beat Auburn last year, but I just had to make sure. Like, when did they do it on the road?
No, that was at home.
Yeah, I was gonna say them going on the road is what concerns me. That's how I was gonna connect it.
Yeah, they beat Auburn on the road this year, and last year was in whatever you call it. Geez, words are tough. BM at Penn State. But I mean, I don't know. Like, I appreciate you, Leica, for liking the delivery of that pick. I know it wasn't anything like the Kentucky sandwich last week that we were all
Kentucky
able
sandwich
to.
was, oh, that was an all-timer, man. That was
Thank you. But I don't know what Jake wanted me to pick. So, like, I guess I'll just give a bonus. I'll just say Stanford beats Notre Dame.
There you go.
Thanks.
That's more of what I've come to expect from you.
Is it gonna happen?
No.
I don't
Could
know.
it?
Uh,
This is one of those weeks where, like, because of some
It happened.
injuries, I was gonna say, this is one of those weeks where, because of some injuries, like, there's some games between ranked versus not ranked that are where the ranked team has got a heavy, like, they're a heavy favorite, like that Oklahoma and Kansas game, like could have been different with Jalen Daniels playing, but I think he said he was out.
Yeah, Jalen Daniels is
Out for the season.
Unfortunately,
That's
terrible news there.
Bummer for Kansas, because Kansas has played really well this year.
Yeah, that's awful news.
But yeah, there were quite a few games on the slate where an injury or two may have affected, like, the betting lines for a ranked versus unranked game. So there's it's still going to be one of the best slates of the year, and hopefully our upsets are correct.
Yeah,
I mean,
hopefully they are.
I will say though, the game that I'm most excited about this weekend, not picking it for the sake of the upset special. Make sure to tune into this one on Saturday night. Nevada at Hawaii. This game
You're
will be
sick.
an epic showdown between those two teams.
America's team, the Rainbow
Should be
Warriors.
nationally televised. You
Yeah,
probably
on
won't
the
even be able to
team-
find an illegal stream of it.
It's on the Team One Sports app if you're
There you
curious.
go. That's what you're looking for on a
Yeah.
Saturday night, man.
The world famous Team One Sports app that, I mean, the Hawaii commercials that they have, the local Hawaii commercials just hit home.
2-4 versus 1-5, man. Come on. One
Can't-
more to that score.
Can't
Well,
miss football.
Yeah, let's just recap our picks real quick, and then please, if you're still watching, remember to comment below some of your favorite upsets for the week. Make fun of us for our tragic picks.
I selected Nebraska as the 14-point underdog at Peru.
At Peru.
Words are hard.
It's been a long day. At Purdue. And then Georgia Southern as a 10/10.5 point favorite at home against number 25, James Madison.
It'll be interesting to see if Nebraska could be in the entire country.
So for my first pick, I went with the Arizona Wildcats over the Washington Huskies. And then for my second pick, I picked, you don't have to laugh.
I forgot that. I forgot you made that pick.
And then for my second pick, I went with the UNLV Rebels over the Air Force Falcons.
Those Rebels be running.
Putting up and down. I picked Virginia Tech over Miami in the great ACC dumpster fire of 12:30 Eastern time. Enter Sandman. And because Liam picked Tennessee over Alabama, I went with UConn over Ball State as my second pick. I do like the pick. That's why I had to make sure I got that note in there. But I have VT over Miami, UConn over Ball State.
Yeah, nothing fun for me. Just the Volunteers over the Crimson Tide. And then we got the Nittany Lions over the Wolverines. Lame, boring picks from me. I'm sorry. Maybe next week I'll pick something fun, Jake.
Got to come back with some fire.
What am I picking next week? Oh gosh. Hold on, let me look. I'll give you one pick for next week. I'm definitely picking. Oh gosh, not the one I needed to land on. Do you want me to say this?
Yeah.
Say it. There we go.
It landed on New Mexico State over San Jose State, so that's bad. That's not happening. And that's gonna make me want to run up on out here. So again, thank you for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Would help us out tremendously. And again, comment your upsets below. Comment when you think of our awful picks, our great picks, whatever it be. Keep the vibes high, and we'll see you next week.